Hey there, how y'all doing? This is Weapons Tech Mac coming to you from deep in the heart of Texas. And tonight, I'm gonna start a little review on one of my favorite pistols. Fun gun, but expensive gun to shoot. And this is this Smith right here, 460 Magnum. And of course, yeah, I had to put a scope on it. But this baby is just a fun gun to go out and shoot. Now, you gotta see the case that this baby came in, man. So this is a 460 Mag XVR. And one of the reasons why I picked the 460 is it can shoot a multiplicity of different bullets. And it goes the 45 Schofield, the 45 Colt, the 454 Castle, and the 460, and then of course there's a hot 460 load as well. So that's 4 different cartridge tiles that this thing can shoot. Now, we'll verify it's empty. Yes, it's empty. I just wanted to bring this thing out and show you this guy. It's a real pussycat to shoot, even at the full load 460 XVR round. Of course, the ported barrel, it helps, and the brake and all that. But we'll do us a little review on this guy. And well, I guess I still got my sunglasses on, but that's all right. It's getting, was out working in the yard. But let me put this over here for a minute, because I gotta wax a little political. Sometimes you know I'll do that. So that's just a warning. You can fast forward if you want. You see me without the sunglasses, I'll be continuing on with the review. But just come in listening to the news, and there in Charlottesville, they took down the statue of Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea. What the hell is that about? I don't understand it. These bastards are trying to erase total chunks of our history. And when is it time for Americans to actually stand up and say, that's enough of this crap? And it seems to be at the local levels of some of these cities. These town councils go on and make some real quick decision. They said with the town council there in Charlottesville, took them 20 minutes to decide to get rid of that statue. Because earlier in the day they got rid of, that evil bad guy, Robert E. Lee. But Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea, I don't know. And me as the historian, the pronunciation of her name was Sacagawea, but I don't know. It just boggles the mind. I think that they are looking at destroying the very foundation and fabric of what holds us together as a nation, and that would be our shared history. If they can do that, then they just break it down into constituent parts, and then remake America into some socialist communist shithole. I don't know. So I guess that's enough of me sitting on a soapbox and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Even here in Texas, our Democrat idiots took off. They were trying to do a voting rights act where you got to show an ID if you're going to go vote by mail. How hard is that to do? God, you need ID for basically everything else. Those guys took out of here. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get on to our review of this. If the politics offends you, well, I think you're part of the problem, because our country is starting to go right down the toilet, and it's time for some people to start taking this stuff back. I think it's there at the local level. You see school board get good people in school board elections, get rid of those idiots. Town councils, mayors, things like that, take it over at the local level. Sheriff, thank God we got some sheriffs that are standing up against some of this crap. But anyway, we'll get on with our 460 review. But look at that, isn't that a pretty looking pistol? Now I had to put a scope on it, and it was fun enough to shoot with the open sights, but I want to be able to reach out and touch something at a long distance, and with this scope, it took me a bit to get it sighted in proper, but I can hit a paper plate at 100 yards and have a group 6 to 8 inches, and you know, for my old man shakiness, that's pretty good. Now of course I'm using some kind of a bench rest to place them consistently in a 6 to 8 inch grouping, but hell, I can hit a silhouette target of a man at 100 yards freestanding with this. Now it is a bit heavy, but yeah, I can put a guy down at 100 yards with this, no problem. It's a great hog gun. Go out hog hunting with this thing and it'll dispatch those hogs real quick. And of course here in central and most of Texas we're having issues with the feral hogs. Most of the south is. But anyway, we'll get into a bigger review on this 460 and we'll show you some shooting, and yeah. Alright folks, let's take a look at this 460 XVR a little closer. First off, you're going to get a carrying case almost big as a suitcase, and of course we've got things flying all over the place back here, but this is obviously had the scope added. When you get it brand new, you're not going to have a scope on it typically, but you got a couple of different parts that come in with that. Let's talk a little bit about this guy. So this is the model 460 XVR, and what does that extra XVR stand for? Well, that's a extreme velocity revolver. They claim that this particular revolver is the most powerful .45 revolver in the world, shooting a bullet at 2,300 feet per second. To reach the target faster than ever because of the 460 VXR. Has interchangeable compensators to accommodate every load. Of course, you got to make sure this compensator changes out if you're using wad cutters, lead loads compared to jacketed hollow points or jacketed rounds. And this thing is cooking, I'll tell you. 2,300 feet per second. Now they say this is the highest muzzle velocity of any production revolver on earth. Now I don't know, since they wrote this thing, maybe something else come out, and I'm sure some of y'all know about it and make a comment of it. That's fine. But this baby is cooking. There's no doubt in that. It delivers a bunch of muzzle energy, and they say you can set this thing, set your zero sights at 200 yards, and you don't have to make any compensation at all. That stuff will reach out and touch that thing without having to, adjust your sight pitch or anything. Like I said, if you zero your sights at 200 yards, you will bag your buck with a center hold, 0 to 250 yards, with no hold over. Just center it and fire, and the 460 XVR will do the rest. Well, that means I'm assured of a hit. I don't know about that. They say incredibly low perceived recoil. I think that's fairly correct. I mean, this thing weighs almost 5 pounds. It's 72 ounces. Its overall barrel length is 8 3/8 inches. The overall length of the entire gun is 15 inches. Capacity of 5. Front sights are interchangeable. And of course, it does have the ability to go ahead and mount a scope. It's not that big a deal to put a scope on it. Grips are synthetic, so it comes with these synthetic grips, and that means a lot. That really helps. Barrel material stainless steel, frame material stainless steel, frame finish satin stainless. That's just a beautiful revolver, and prices just seem to be going up and up since I got it a little over a year ago. And let's see, I'll kind of pull this out and show you a comparison size to the 44 Dragoon that I've got. All right, so let's take a little closer look at this guy. This is a X-frame revolver. Beautiful workmanship, as you would expect from Smith and Wesson. Brushed stainless. It does have fiber optic front sight, changeable rear. Of course, with the scope here, it doesn't matter. 5-shot capacity. Synthetic, kind of like Pachmayr grips, and it has a very good feel to it. The grips feel real good, which help with the control of the revolver. Standard Smith setup with the cylinder release, and this is a single action, double action pistol. Of course, your double action, which is pretty darn good. Of course, it's a Smith revolver. And then single action, that's got to be maybe 3 pounds, if that. Like I said, it weighs almost 5 pounds, so supporting it up like this is going to take a bit. I think I'm going to get me one of those monopods. I go out, shoot it kind of open-handed with a monopod, or have a bench rest. But like I said, I can hit a man-sized silhouette at 100 yards, just freehand with the scope. Of course, this is a long-release scope. Gotta have it with the pistol on the way out there. And I like the scope. It works well. It's a 2 to 7 power. And anyway, just a pretty pistol to use. One of the things that I've heard folks, make sure that your cylinder's in there tight. Sometimes this comes unscrewed after shooting it so many times, and it'll make it difficult to put back in battery. So if you're having issues with that, you might try tightening this down. One of the things I want to do is cover the ammunition, see if I can get 3 types of ammunition, so I'll show you the size difference, and then we'll kind of do a wrap up on this thing. Okay, so I laid some ammunition out here for you, and of course we'll start right over here. That's the 460 Magnum, and then there's the 454 Castle, and then there is a 44 Mag, and then that is a 45 Colt, and then a 38, 9mm, and 22. Then up here you got a 30-06, 308, and 5.56. So you just got to get an idea. I mean, look at this 460. It's a big puppy. You look at 200 grain bullet right there. Big boy. Of course, it'll shoot all 3 of those, the 45, the 454, and the 460. Now there's also a 460 super powerful load as well. I don't have that. They're pretty damned expensive. Of course, even before the ammo famine, these things were going for about, oh crap, you get a box at 20 for $45, so you're looking at probably $2 a pop, $2 a round. Now they're probably more expensive than that. The 454, and of course the 45 Colt. But that is one big puppy right there. I always thought 44 was a big round, but Of course, you compare it to a little 22. But I mean, you bring .6 over here, and that's still definite large size bullet. But I just give you an idea about the size of the bullets this thing shoots. Those three here. And when you're shooting the 45 Colt out of this thing, it's almost like a 22, just kind of like a little pop gun. The 454 brings a little bit more, but definitely the 460, it brings the mail, I'll tell you. Now, recoil is not that bad. Hell, this gun weighs almost 5 pounds, so no reason to be scared of the recoil. But it's a fun gun to shoot. All right, we have a Smith and Wesson 460 VXR artillery piece. I'm going to do 2 rounds with 454 Castle, and then 3 rounds full load 460. So here we go. Now your 454. Now, how they do? So let me put a little wrap on this thing. I'm going to read you what this thing says here from the Smith and Wesson site. So it says, the world's most versatile big bore revolver. I don't see any argument with that. A great hunting gun for large game. I haven't seen any argument with that. An intimidating personal protection gun. I don't know about that. I don't think I'd be using this for personal protection unless it was like against a grizzly bear or something like that. Of course, it fires the 460 Smith and Wesson Magnum. 2,300 feet per second muzzle velocity. 2 rear sights to allow for precise targeting with all chamberings. Includes 2 muzzle brakes, 1 for use with jacketed bullets and 1 with lead bullets. So you change this thing out. Make sure you don't shoot jacketed with the one that's supposed to be lead bullet, and that'll screw things up. It's a well-made precision handgun. That's pretty clear to tell. Fun gun to shoot. If you're into a range, you need to let the guys in the other lanes know that you're torching this baby off, or it'll kind of scare them. You're wondering what the hell you're shooting. It definitely lets it's pretty loud, obviously. I have no second doubts or anything of buying this thing. Right now they're going for about $1,360 and up, $1,360 and up. Okay, you get a decent scope, a couple $100. Fun gun to shoot, expensive to shoot. Like I said, the ammunition is pretty expensive. I guess you can plink around with 45 Colt, but you'll see when I do the shooting that that was during the winter when I videoed the shooting of this thing, so that's been a few months back. Shooting with a couple of Colt, 45 Colt, and then a couple with 454, and then one with the 460. You can see the difference. I mean, it's kind of interesting. When I was out shooting one of those days, I had this. I had a couple of other handguns with me, and one of them was the Polish P64, that little PPK knockoff. Shoots the 9 by 18 Mac, I think, and that's not a fun gun to shoot, at least not for me. That sucker's got some snap. I haven't changed out the grips or anything in it. Got the same old stuff that it came with. So I was out there shooting that before I shot this, and I'd rather shoot this thing than that P64. That P64 I didn't like. It just too damn snappy. I don't know. Anyway, this guy it's a pussycat. You know, don't let the recoil of this thing scare you. It's not that bad. Of course, you got to get a good hold on it and hold it good and firm when you torch it off. But yeah, fun gun. Big thumbs up for this guy. Smith and Wesson 460 XVR. Now be aware there's a performance center one as well. It's got even a weirder end of the barrel, compensator. That's like $500 more. I hear they're real nice, but I don't know. This is just fine for me. But again, lots of thumbs up for the big old big bore 460 XVR Magnum revolver. This is Weapons Tech Mac coming to you from deep in the heart of Texas. God bless Texas. God bless the United States. And long live the Republic.
I came here looking for something I couldn't find anywhere else. Hey, I'm not trying, no